Well, anyone can make a flexible working request, and it's at the discretion of the employer as to whether or not they want to grant that request, looking at their own commercial needs in a business. But there are a certain category of employees who have the legal right for their request to be considered following a prescribed timetable. And those are employees who have at least 26 weeks continuous service, who haven't made a request within the previous 12 months, and who need to work flexibly in order to care for a dependent. When a flexible working request comes in, what an employee needs to do is take the issue seriously, because there are penalties which the employer may be issued with if they do not follow a prescribed timetable. Probably a lot of the times the initial request that comes through isn't commercially viable for a business, but after sitting down with the employee and working things through to see whether anything can be changed and looking at the different options, a lot of the times employers are then able to reach a mutually acceptable position with the employee. It's something that I've seen, a question that's arisen quite a lot recently with the snow conditions that we've seen, the recent ash clouds. So an employee needs to really look at, did the employee make efforts to get into work? What type of efforts did they make? So for example, if they couldn't get to work in the car, did they try and get a bus? Have other people in the same location been able to get into work? And you need to remember that an employee may say, well, it affects my health and safety in being able to get into work because the conditions are so bad. If, however, taking all that into account, you still feel that the employee reasonably should have been able to get into work, there is the opportunity to look at perhaps not paying the individual for that day. But again, you just need to take into account staff morale and the impression that you give to your staff as to whether you can be a bit more flexible. So can they make the hours up a different day, and perhaps, you know, take the day off as paid leave or even unpaid leave if necessary.